Does Zac Efron live up to being Ted Bundy?
You get to see his butt.
Will the defendant please rise?
For years, I've carried this guilt that I'm to blame for everything. If only I hadn't trusted you.
Promise you'll never leave me, Liz.
It's about another missing girl, isn't it?
Ted, did you do it?
No.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Oakley. This is
Ty.
Andrew.
Right.
Ty Andrew. Yep. Two first names there. And this is our review of Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile. One of the worst names I've heard for
Such
a movie.
a terrible title.
Like, they should have, especially
there was a better title. They could have
especially
gone with
what
a better
they
title.
focus on in this movie. It doesn't really
Yeah.
fit. But yeah, it's directed by Joe Berlinger. Stars Zac Efron. He's an executive producer on this.
Yep.
And then Lily Collins also has Haley Joel Osment from
It does have Haley Joel Osment in it.
Sixth Sense, and oh my gosh, John Malkovich.
Right.
But yeah, we watched this. It came out on Netflix. It premiered at Sundance. We missed it. We couldn't get into it when we went. But yeah, what'd you think of this nice little serial killer flick?
I thought it was a really interesting approach to a serial killer movie.
Yeah,
because it seems like so many of them almost like idolize the killer, and because they get so obsessed with showing you their methods, how they got away with it, like all the bad things they did, and they tend to almost like glorify the killer. Yeah,
and that's kind of how the story goes. Is they don't actually like. Spoilers, I guess. Like it's an old.
You know
case.
what happened to Ted Bundy.
Like if you don't know what happened to Ted
Bundy,
Bundy,
even if you aren't one of these people that's on this serial killer binge, that's been going on recently.
Exactly.
Like
you
know Ted Bundy was one of the most notorious serial killers ever. You may not know the number, but you can know that he was executed for multiple murders. He confessed to at least 30 open cases.
Yeah, there probably is a lot more.
Yeah.
So spoilers, I guess. There's not a real way to review this without spoilers, I don't think. The way they approach this film is they give you the point of view of Liz. And that caught me by surprise. I don't know about you.
Yeah. That's the thing I liked about it most.
Yeah.
Is that it kind of idolized him, and there were times during the film where I was like, wait, was he innocent the whole time?
They try to make you feel that way.
Yeah, because they tell it from her perspective, and she just doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's not her story.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're only presented with the information that she actually has about it.
Yeah. And that's one thing I loved about this film is it's exclusively through her. So it makes you feel like you have a shadow of doubt, but we all know. You know he's that way, but it puts you in the shoes of trusting somebody like that and not knowing, like being in a relationship like that. And that's why I think this movie would actually be good for young women to watch, because it's educational. You learn about a sociopath or psychopath in his case.
He's both.
Yeah, he's definitely both. But you learn about it, and then you can kind of identify that a little bit, and that's why I think it would be good for both men and women, obviously, because they're both genders. But specifically women, I feel like it's kind of educational, in a weird way. Because when I went into this film, I did not expect much. I saw the director, looked up his IMDb, or IMDb. I always mess that up.
Yeah.
I looked it up and I just wasn't impressed by his filmography. So I don't know. But was there anything that kind of stood out to you, throughout the film?
I think really just the perspective of it was the main thing.
That's kind of what stood out to me, too.
It was something that, like, I've kind of gotten a really short attention span recently. Yeah. But I was never once bored during the movie. Mm-hmm. I think I left my phone, like, on the other side of the room even, and I just watched the movie. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not going to say it was anything like marvelously spectacular. Like, I'm not going to go rewatch it a week later like I did with like Avengers Endgame or some of my other favorite movies.
That makes sense.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
That's weird because I actually kind of want to rewatch it in a weird way. I feel like it's a movie that has a little bit of layers to it that you could maybe pick up on some stuff, because I felt like sometimes they were empathizing with Bundy a little bit. And as I was like thinking today, I was like, well, they're doing that because we're seeing it through her point of view.
Right.
So it makes more sense. So I don't know if I can fault it for that. I feel like it could have benefited for a little bit of a longer runtime. They really got it to that crisp 1 hour and 50 minutes, when I feel like they could have maybe went 220 with this and maybe fleshed it out a little bit more. Gave maybe Bundy some more vile moments, without for lack of better terms. Because I felt like he didn't really...
extremely wicked, shocking, evil, and vile moments.
Yes, exactly.
With total disregard for sanctity of human life.
Exactly. The whole Judge quote. But yeah, I just don't feel like they had much of his moments. You know what I mean? And they have a moment where he gets kicked out of a library, and it makes it like... It was weird. That was like one of the weirdest moments for me, because it's like, is he really... being, is he really complaining about getting kicked out of a library because he's a prime suspect in multiple murder cases?
Well, at that point, he wasn't even like the prime suspect. It was just like there was the sketch of the killer, and he looked like the sketch.
Yeah.
But I actually disagree with you on the length of it. I thought it was a good length.
Yeah. And
I think if they had focused more on his story, it would have been just like every other serial killer.
That makes sense.
Biopic out there.
I can get behind that. The only thing that I wish I saw a little bit more was maybe, and I kind of retract my statements a little bit, but maybe just a little bit more of Liz and his relationship instead of just a montage at the first.
Yeah.
But I think it was serviceable, so I don't think it was that big of a deal. I just feel like it could have had a little bit more.
I think that could have been some good addition, show them actually like falling in love, or at least her falling in love. It's kind of unclear whether he's actually in love with her or not.
Yeah, I was kind of confused there, and I think I've always been confused with that in this case. So,
because is he capable of love, or is everyone just object to him?
One thing I could have done with a little bit more is maybe his mother. But maybe they couldn't get those, that story from, or maybe they couldn't get the permission from his mother, or maybe the kid going forward. I actually kind of want to see a movie or a documentary about Ted Bundy's kid.
Yeah, because he's got a kid.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Being your father being...
I would assume that he kept his mother's maiden name.
Oh, I would change my name so quick. I couldn't deal with that. Is there anything you dislike necessarily about this?
I can't say there's anything that I particularly disliked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Makes sense. I mean, with this movie, like I said, maybe a little bit longer of a runtime. I felt like some things were a bit stylized and almost sympathetic towards Bundy that could have been more gave you more of the point of view of Liz instead of us thinking it was his side of the story.
Yeah.
And then, I felt like the relationship with Liz and Haley Joel Osment's character was a little forced, but there's not a ton you can do.
Yeah. I liked that they seemed to keep them as just friends. They didn't force a romantic relationship. Yeah. Even though it kind of seems like Osment's character does have feelings, they did keep it as a friendship.
I felt like it enhanced over time too, because it looked like they were probably married. Yeah, they were married because she had the ring on, and he mentioned the ring.
Well, they were never married. I don't think. I think they were engaged.
Oh. Yeah, I can't remember the case that well. It's not
a ring on her finger.
Yeah, I just remember.
That's what you got to check for.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I really think this is a good movie for especially young adults going forward. I think it's educational. I think this might be one of the better documentary movies, biopics of a serial killer that will give you more information. That and Zodiac for me, where you can just learn. It's almost educational as a film, which I went into it thinking it was more entertainment. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised that way. And Lily Collins is amazing in this film.
She was.
What do you think about Zac Efron? Because there was moments where I thought he was like, oh, this is Ted Bundy. Especially when he grew the beard out and was doing the interviews. I
think they did a pretty good job with their casting.
Yeah, I think Lily Collins is the standout for sure. I think this is her film, and I honestly think she might get an Oscar nomination, and I would not be mad if she does. And she's probably the standout performance for me, and it was very understated.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of like big acting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the dialogue at first was a little cheesy, but I guess that's also Bundy putting on an act.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much wrong with this film, but did you come up with a one word to describe this that's never one word, that's always hyphenated, that's one word?
Go first. I'm trying to come up with some adjectives.
My one word as I thought about it was fresh perspective, because because I've never seen a movie take place in the eyes of the loved ones of a serial killer and how that affects them. And so that really made me happy to see the aftermath, or even during the whole process, of how Liz, his mom, Carolyn.
Yeah.
What a freak. Freaking, oh my gosh. When they like have sex.
Yeah.
I was like, who in their right mind would let them do this? But yeah.
He had a fat stack of cash.
He did have a fat stack of cash. But yeah, what's your one word?
Extremely decent, shockingly entertaining, and good.
Wow. That's clever. That's going to be hard to do the hyphens. Come up with a title. But yeah, that's our review. What did you guys think? And it's kind of nice. We're here in Utah, so.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, let us know down below.
I drive past that prison he was in every day.
Oh, really? Oh,
is it the one in the
point of the mountain?
The Supermax, right?
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Because that is the state prison, right?
I've actually been to his cave with a bunch of friends before. It's creepy. If it is his actual cave, they have like the bars hung up on the and I know he has a house up in Salt Lake. So, but yeah, what'd you guys think of wickedly or extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile,
with no disregard for the sanctity of human life?
Yes, that's the entire title. I really wish they changed that title.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, basically. Live, die, repeat.
But yeah, it was also a terrible title.
It was really bad. They could have come up with something better. But yeah,
like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Or Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day Part 2.
Make sure you subscribe, like, it really helps us out. We work hard for you guys, and we love talking about film. So, Third Winter-ish on Instagram and Twitter, Third Winter Podcast on SoundCloud, and Third Winter on YouTube, obviously. So yeah, have a nice one, guys. We love you. Watch out for serial killers, and make sure you don't get charmed by them and murdered. Don't get murdered.
Please.